Just because I'm a Dragonborn does not mean that I know a lot about dragons. Natural 20 nature check. I mean, I do know a lot about dragons, but not because I'm Dragonborn. Hey, what's everybody, I'm Scoodle and welcome to another D&D memes video. How are you guys doing? Hope you're having a wonderful day today. Before jumping into today's video, I just want to quickly kindly ask you to consider smashing the like video on the button. It only takes a moment, I appreciate it a lot, and it helps me out a lot, so thanks so much if you do that. And yeah, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Amen. Cleric. I know we all share the same deity, but I'm telling you, Jesus is all about miracle healing. Paladin. Dude, I was in a crusade. Jesus is all about justice. Druid. Jesus was a carpenter? I'm not sure if this was supposed to be a question or if it was just a typo. Anyway, he's all about wooden. Warlock. Whispering. Should I tell them? Jesus answering to the Warlock, no. Well, I guess we found out what Jesus is about, so okay, interesting. And yet, we keep arguing about the rules. It's ironic, isn't it? Reading the Dungeon Master's Guide be like, follow these rules. Or don't. I'm a book, not a cop. They can mimic every single sound. How to spot a chaotic evil Kenku player. Fun fact, crows can talk just like parrots do. It requires a process called freeing their tongue. Don't ask. But yes, I wanted to train a flock of them to say run and release them onto a hiking trail. Jesus Christ, that would be so horrifying. I don't even want to imagine how horrifying it would be for the people on the trail at that moment. Jesus Christ. I wanna ask, how many nightmares do you want to give to people? Jesus Christ, all of them. Yeah, that sounds about right. That, I don't know. Is it just me? That sounds absolutely horrifying if it would happen. I always thought how people act in D&D was unrealistic. Escape room employees reveal the worst things that they've seen. Yeah, we've had our own 3 proposals in the escape rooms so far. The second was we were not informed at all. The girl was chained and blindfolded in a small black box room. No idea why he thought that that would be a good place to propose. Well, aren't the best moments to propose the ones where she just can't say no to you? Yeah, those are definitely the best. I had been there for 10 hours and the group was playing a room with a locked door as the main focus of the first half. And I kind of stopped watching the screen for a few minutes, only to look back and see that they had used the handcuffed key to remove the hinges and take the door off the frame. I couldn't really do anything at that point, so I kind of just had to let them continue. Yeah, well, players do tend to sometimes solve puzzles in a different way than the DM intended, but still, you know, somehow manage to solve them. Locked a couple of guys in the cage and then came back and they'd stripped naked. I just left them to it. My first instinct is to say that I wish that one had more context, but I might regret if I had any. Like, I might end up regretting it. It turns out real people do, in fact, approach D&D scenarios like D&D players. Wow, who would have guessed? It's like D&D players and real people are both, in fact, real people. Magic Sugar Daddy goes brr. Being a cleric and being a warlock. Both lead up to having a sugar daddy. And that's the illusion of free choice. DM, after the party takes 40 IRL minutes figuring out how to open a door. Just because I said it looks clear doesn't mean it's a trap. I mean, yes, this is a trap, but not because I said that it looks clear. See, this is why you always have to use those, you know, vague words like looks and seems and whatnot, because then the players get used to it being the norm and they don't, you know, end up doing stupid stuff like this anymore. Maybe, I don't know. Or they end up doing it every time, who knows? You can't change my mind. A stupid idea plus a natural 20 equals a hilarious scene. I think it works really well with natural ones too. Also it really depends on the DM to make it hilarious, but yeah, still pretty accurate. If your artificer doesn't take comically large things out of their pockets, what are you even doing? When you're playing artificer and start turning everything into a bag of holding. Guess what I've got, Donna? Pockets. How did that fit in there? They are bigger on the inside. Sorry, hold up. Can you actually turn your pockets into bags of holding? Like, can you have bags of holding in your pockets, basically? Or like, well, can your pockets be bags of holding? That's Okay. We realized exactly what we were hunting, and the whole party turned to my wizard. Just because I'm a dragonborn does not mean that I know a lot about dragons. Natural 20 nature check. I mean, I do know a lot about dragons, but not because I'm dragonborn. It's the whole class relevant skill tied to a not class relevant ability score thing. Clerics with -1 to religion, druids with -1 to nature, and sorcerers with -1 to arcana. This pie chart is actually mostly accurate. My players reacting to most of my campaigns. It's a chart. This one's gonna be fun to censor because I don't know how to, go around it. Anyway, so most of it is you, then like a third maybe is that, then like a quarter is this, and maybe 10% is just off. Imagine if we could talk to the tragic PCs that we made. So wait, you're telling me that you're my creator and my parents were brutally murdered for character development, quote unquote? Yes. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. First edition was ruthless. Poisoned in 5th edition. Makes your tummy upset and makes you do con checks. Poisoned in 1st edition. Literally dies. Just because we're enemies doesn't mean I want you to die, lads. The party's arch nemesis staying behind to fight the dragon alone and buy them some time. Run, lad, save yourself. The party. Why are you doing this for me? Because I like you, boy. Hope you don't think I was lying about that. Probably my favorite feature out of all the patrons. What about yours? Random thug who offended the party's warlock of the fiend. Yeah, that looks traumatizing. That looked scary and traumatizing. Oh, great and holy one, lend us your...
Oh, hey Joff, how are the kids?
When the two clerics summon their patron and realize the warlock is on a first name basis with him. I don't know, if I had to make a choice, I think I would rather be a cleric rather than a warlock. Maybe that's just me. Maybe it's just me who doesn't want to trade their soul. Yeah, I don't know. Warlock got one, sorcerer got one, and that's leaving the wizard as the only full caster that has no options of healing spells via the class. What does this mirror do, Professor? It shows us nothing more or less than the deepest, most desperate desire of our hearts. A wizard subclass that gets healing spells. Or you could just get it on any wizard class with some homebrew, I think. I don't know. Forget the monsters. To me, this is the scariest thing in Dungeons and Dragons. Commoner with 4 hit points and rats that deal 1 damage per bite. Oh come on, are you now trying to tell me that it's unfair or unrealistic that a commoner would die from 4 rat bites? Nah, no way. Seriously, where do you guys find these horrible people? This is apparently every D&D group ever according to the subreddit. Bad Anon. 1 game at a time. I'll allow it. The DM realizing what the 4 dwarf artificers are up to after they yell rock and stone. Well, I'm glad the DM realized it, cause I don't, and I really don't feel like going on the subreddit again to find comments on this post to figure out what it's referring to. But if you get the joke, I hope it's funny. Players are weird. The NPC offering the fighter a cool +2 greatsword. The fighter swinging around a wheel of cheese on a stick and refusing the greatsword. Yeah, no, I mean, the wheel of cheese on a stick is like infinitely cooler, so it really makes sense to not want to change it. Prithee arise, Sir Knight. We have a city to raise. When the DM finds a new setting that they're obsessed with, but has to bend it over backwards to make it fit into Dungeons and Dragons. Castlepunk? Castlepunk 1077. Oh god. In my case, rest of the party and the moral compass. DM, who's your favorite? Sweetie, I love you both equally. And after the party leaves, it's you, and by a lot, the moral compass. Get them hooked. First time players thinking that they whomped my boss monster, and me rolling always with disadvantage. That's actually a really fun idea for just making the game easier for the players if you want that. Just roll everything in combat with disadvantage. Yeah, I guess that would work pretty well. Big Bad Evil Guy utters power word kill. PC with a 9th level spell slot and counterspell. Objection. Just roll them all at once. How 20th level fighters feel rolling their 27th attack that turn. Oh god. That pretty much summarizes why fighters are inferior to casters. Or martial classes are inferior to casters. Also, if it was not clear, that's a joke. Possum and raccoon memes are an untapped goldmine. Me, playing low int but high wisdom characters. Yeah, I'm an idiot, but at least I'm not stupid. It wasn't supposed to go down like this. As a joke, have a devil offer the PCs moderately powerful magic items for their immortal souls. 3 out of 7 PCs accept. I mean, if it's their first magic item, totally makes sense, right? Friends, who needs them? Sniff sniff, get this game, it's the best. Yeah? Yeah, its only limits are what you can imagine. Yeah? And also it can go on forever. Some have been playing for decades. Yeah? And it's best played with friends. Oh, okay, what else have you got? Do you got any like computer games maybe that could simulate this for me? I guarantee you that your players will weaponize this. Never make the mistake of introducing both of them in the same campaign. A bag of holding and a portable hole. Arrowhead of absolute destruction goes brr when it's their 3rd mass destruction weapon of the day. Artificer. Hey Dungeon Master. No. But I haven't said anything yet. Today I learned that mirror image doesn't affect creatures that can't see. Caster with mirror image and blur. You can't even see me. Barbarian using reckless attack with their eyes closed. If I don't know where I'm swinging, then neither will you. God, why have you forsaken me? Subtle casting counterspell to avoid being counterspelled. And then there's subtle casting counterspell to make the cleric think that he's lost his touch. Jesus Christ. That is evil. That is just evil DM stuff. Yeah, if you want to be an evil DM, feel free to write that down. This has happened last week and I am still salty. This is the sacred monster that guards my character's home city. Yup. And you made my PC a noble in the city that she grew up in, with extensive historical and cultural knowledge. Yup. And you told me that she'd passed all kinds of special trials regarding the city's heritage, secrecies, and religion. That makes sense to me. Well, have I ever heard of this sacred monster before? Roll a history check with DC 20. Jesus Christ. Honestly, I don't know what's worse between this meme and the last. And also it is really unfortunate that we're ending the video here on this. But yeah, on that note, that's gonna be it for the video. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to smash like if you did and subscribe for more if you haven't already. Also, thank you so much to everyone supporting the channel on Patreon as well as here on YouTube. I appreciate it a lot. So thank you so much for the support. Links below if you want to check those out, join the Discord server, and everything else. And yeah, that's it. Thanks again for watching and I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.